came without an invitation.
Here's my invitation.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, bodybuilding superstar, movie icon. His supercharged action films pushed big-budget spectaculars into the stratosphere.
You're fired.
Yet when he landed in Hollywood, success was unlikely.
Oh, wow!
What we love about him now worked against him then. The name, the body, the accent pushed him from the spotlight. Yet he was determined to make the world pay attention.
He's just got that hunger, you know, that edge.
He's got a lot of guts, this guy.
He is an example of the American dream.
I'll be back.
On screen, Arnold Schwarzenegger grabs your attention and won't let go. The inner man is even more fascinating. Behind the nail-hard image is a seeker and a dreamer who makes friends for life, who has never forgotten where he came from. Whether as restaurateur, political ally, or member of America's royal family, Arnold Schwarzenegger is different. A down-to-earth kind of star. Before Hollywood, he was known as the Oak, bodybuilding's all-time champ, a supreme athlete who built himself into a business powerhouse. Today, his connection to sports is as strong as ever. He is chairman of the Inner City Games, the force behind the Arnold Classic, a weekend of fun and fitness. Everything he is today, he knew he'd one day become, long ago, as a little boy. Arnold's dreams began in Tall, Austria, a tiny lumbering and farming village where telephones and refrigerators were almost unheard of. His father, Gustav, was the local police chief. His mother, Aurelia, a devoted homemaker. In 1947, they welcomed Arnold into the world. Almost a year to the day after their first son, Meinhard, was born.
Arnold grew up with rather a stern father who used to discipline him and make him write essays even out of school. They went on little expeditions at the weekend to museums or something, and his father would say, "Now sit down and write an essay on that, you and your brother."
You know, his brother was the favorite of his father. And I think he tried very hard as the youngest boy to win the favor of the father.
Gustav was a winter sports champion, and his competitive instincts rubbed off on his youngest son. Arnold soon figured out how to turn a buck. At the age of 9, he set up business at a nearby lake.
He would buy up from the ice cream vendor a whole lot of ice creams at 1 shilling and sell them for 3 shillings. So he knew even as early as that what a profit was and how to make it.
In 1955, Arnold used the profits to buy his first soccer uniform. In nearby Graz Stadium, he excelled on the field. Along the way, he discovered his future.
His coach took them to a gym once a week, and they were to work on their legs. But that wasn't enough for Arnold. He got really fascinated. He said at one point that when he got his hands on the barbell, he realized that he had found what he wanted to do in life.
His father was very skeptical when Arnold first took up weightlifting, which was about the age of 14. His mother took Arnold's side and said, no, it's quite healthy. And indeed supported him all through this rather weird routine of going off to the gym in Graz 6, 7 times a week sometimes.
Arnold had a compulsive need for steel. He was an artist with an obsession, shaping and molding his body like clay. But for the rest of the world, bodybuilding was not art. It was a subculture, way out there.
They're picking a set of muscles to ascend the throne and assume the title of Mr. Europe. And there hasn't been such a flexing of biceps since Popeye downed his last can of spinach.
This was the world of bodybuilding that Arnold got into. A backroom wannabe sport. Comic relief. During the 1960s, Hollywood was serving up bodybuilding champs as beefcake. Charles Atlas flexed for wide-eyed geeks. Steve Reeves swung from vines and saved damsels in distress. Then there was Reg Park. In 1961, he dropped into the wacky world of Italian epics, filled with mystical fantasy. Grade B all the way. They stoked the imagination of the 14-year-old Arnold.
Hercules in the haunted world.
Reg Park had conquered another world and made it so that he could live on a plateau that was way above anything that an ordinary bodybuilder could do. When Arnold saw Reg Park in Hercules, he realized that here was his idol. This became, as he said at one point, a father figure for him.
Inspired by Reg Park's success, the teenage Arnold wanted to go even further. He put his dreams into something he called the master plan. Become the best built body in the world. Go to America. Make his first million by 30.
I think part of Arnold's drive for success came from the fact that he didn't want to be a policeman like his father. It wasn't that he was down on his family or his father, it's that he wanted to rise to a level that was far above that. And he didn't ever want to be in a situation that was normal.
But for now, Arnold's world would be the Austrian army, a year's service required by law. That didn't stop him from going AWOL to compete in the Junior Mr. Europe contest.
He climbed over the wall, didn't take his trunks, he only took the clothes on his back and what money he had, got a train, went to Stuttgart, was there for a couple of days, competed, blew the competition off the stage, felt great, got the trophy, went back and had to spend a week in jail. But he was showing everybody his trophy, and the officers looked at this as something that might be useful for them. Although he had broken the rules, he had done something that was beyond their hopes. And so they held Arnold up as a model of bravery.